Hi guys, we're healing once again, but Halloween edition, guess who I am? Waldo! But anyways, I'm gonna remove this because it's very reflective and it's bothering me. But anyways, today we have a lot to discuss. I had class till 3, but I'm home and it's 6:30. What? I live like 30 minutes away from school, so that's crazy. I ended up discussing a lot of things, a lot of issues, subjects with my friend in a restaurant. I just want to bring these topics right here in this video because I think it's very important. So let's start. We all know that me and my ex are like still in contact, right? That's the whole point of this series, to hopefully get over that. But he told me yesterday that tomorrow he's going to a Halloween party. Now that in itself is already kind of scary to me. But not only that, he's going with a man that absolutely hates me. Not only that, but he is very close with the girl I very much hate for multiple reasons. She's a homewrecker, she's a cheater, she's a liar, hypocrite. She's everything I really dislike. She not only traumatized me, but traumatized my ex. So for that reason, I very much hate her. Not dislike, hate her. I don't know if this is just a boys' night, but either or, there is a possibility that she'll be there because they're celebrating the guy that hates me. Multiple problems with this whole plot. One, why is my ex buddying with people who hate me? Two, my ex is gonna go to a Halloween party that is full of beautiful, hot police women. So many beautiful, hot deers. I don't know much of the costumes that happen. Waldos. Am I insecure? Yes. Yes, the fuck I am. Because, okay, wait, it's kind of hypocritical. I'm gonna be so for real because I went to a Halloween party last week, but that is also why I'm crashing out this time. Because when I went to the Halloween party last week, I was there to enjoy, do Halloween. I love makeup, so I was so happy to even get to do my makeup, be with my girls, be with my classmates. It was bomb when it was with them. But as soon as I got like near the DJ booth and I was partying it up, like my friends were shaking ass like on me, like yes. Tell me why on my right there's a couple making out, and on my left, wait, this is my right, this is my left, sorry. But on my other side, if you will, it's a couple feeling up on each other. And mind you, I know for a fact that they're not officially like dating. Because why is the policewoman humping on Nightwing? Why is the deer making out with the Joker? That being said, I also wanted to say that while I was talking with my friend, we noticed that hookup culture is so crazy and prominent in this generation, specifically this generation. And that is why I'm freaking the fuck out. Because, oh, I didn't fart, by the way. It's like anyways, even if I did fart, I hope y'all enjoy and appreciate that. But like I was saying, this generation is so easy. Well, not generation like per se, like the whole generation. The generation of men. They're so easy. And I hate to be that person, but I have a feeling, a little gut feeling, if you will, that my ex might pull something tomorrow. And I'm nervous as hell. Because last time I felt this way, like a gut feeling, best believe it was right. And that is why I'm so nervous, and I've been crashing out to him. And he is still deciding to go. If not, he's mad at me for even thinking this way. And I know that it's bad, and I know that I am very much negative when it comes to thinking about certain things. But God forbid I get reassurance. Instead of getting any reassurance, I'm getting hated on. I'm getting flamed for thinking this way. If he truly understood me, he wouldn't be like this, you know? If I did this to him, if I pulled this shit on him after everything he did to me, like if the roles were reversed, he would probably go crazy on a hoe. That's why I don't think it's fair whatsoever. But if you want to go party, go party. And it's so funny because he was inviting me to this party. I was like, where is it? He was like, oh, it's around the area. And then now the location's changed. What? What do you mean the location's changed? What do you mean it's so far from my reach that I can't even like afford to book a car going there? I'm trying to go to our messages. We were arguing mad. Basically, his whole thing was like, hold on, I'm trying to get to it. Basically, we were arguing because instead of like seeing me and patching things up, focusing on what is quote unquote important to him, he decides to go to a party, a Halloween party that is mad far. He's gonna go to that, which is like siguro like 500 pesos to even get there, in comparison to a 200 peso grab a car to me. So I said, partying instead of fixing things is so funny, it's so crazy. He sent a laughing emoji. That's all you can say? Then I started getting heated, right? That's my bad. I very much have anger issues. I started going like, I hope you find someone to kiss at that party. I hope you have fun, you know? And then he was like, can you stop like getting my attention if all you're gonna do is assume? True. He has a point there. I am assuming. And that's my bad. But then again, I wouldn't really think this badly or be this negative if I didn't get any reassurance that it wouldn't actually happen. Instead of calling me out for assuming, how about just be like, you're assuming again. I'm not gonna do that. I miss you and I love you and I really want to fix things after I party and have fun. Hello? That's a little easy. That's a little better. It's really not that hard. Again, as I said in the last few videos, it is not that hard. It's that you don't want to say it. It's that you don't want to do it. I'm just stressed out because he started saying like, oh, I do want to see you go. Right. I guess he started saying this out of guilt. And then he was like, we can just see each other before the party. I'll just go to both. And I was like, wait, so I'm just like a stopover, like a stop by before you actually go to the function? Like, it doesn't make me feel prioritized whatsoever. Mind you, he was also inviting me to this party. I invited him to the party I went to last week. And he told me that he didn't want to go because he wanted to see me in a better environment, in a more healthy, non-party, non-substance environment, which I totally respect. I actually gained respect when he said that. But now he's inviting me to a party. Now he wants to see me in that party instead of seeing me over dinner, over lunch. What am I? Did my status just like go down? I don't understand. But that really took a toll on my self-esteem, my self-worth, my self-respect. I don't know. Every time I would crash out on him, he would keep saying, can you chill? I told you, can you just chill? Like, bro, I'm like this for so many reasons. Reasons that wouldn't have happened because of your actions. You know what I mean? Like, you could have just been a bit more gentle. If you were truly regretful or understanding of the issue and how it affects me, then you wouldn't be this mad at me. You wouldn't be this close-minded when it comes to addressing issues. When he told me that he's gonna do both, which was go to the function and then stop by for a quick chat with me, I said, oh, never mind, you can just go out. Like, that's fine. And then he said, okay, bet. Fight for it a little bit, would you? And then I said, nice priorities. And then he said, yes, sirski, and then sent this emoji. Are you gagged a little bit, gagged. He started calling me a final boss manipulator. What? He said, try it on other guys because it won't work on me. Wow. Men used to go to war. Men used to hunt. When did men get this sassy and so close-minded in their own head, so egotistical? And I genuinely was losing my mind over this conversation. And I posted on my dump, which I would like to bring to light today. I said, all men do is fuck around and find more reasons to validate their actions. Gagged. At this point, this motherfucker doesn't want to date me. He wants to keep me around. He doesn't want to talk to, like, he wants me around. He talks to me when we're feeling like we're in a relationship, tells me he misses me, everything already, but is not putting a label. He doesn't want to talk to me IRL to fix things, to patch things up, because he doesn't want to. He still wants to have that part where it's like, it's still fine if he fucks around. It's still okay if he does certain things because we're not together. So it's okay. But no, it's not okay. It's not about like the label or what have you. It's about the principle of what you're doing. There is still morality and consciousness behind what you're doing. And you're actively choosing to be free still, be single. Technically, out of technicality, you're still single. But why lead me on like that? Why tell me all these things that you miss me, that you want to get back together, that I'm the only person that you're thinking of? It doesn't make sense. It's not fair. For some reason, when I think about these things, when I'm upset over these things, it's so bad, it's so crazy, it's so wrong. Do I even make sense at this point? Am I crazy? I don't know. He started pulling this shit out. He said, your friend is low-key right. You're low-key a manipulator, especially when it comes to me. And then I said, who said that? Who said that? And then he said, don't worry about it, lol. And then that's when I realized it hit me. He already pulled this shit before. He's trying to put me against my friends, making me have like trust issues towards my friends. Why would you do that? How cruel can you be? Eventually he admitted to that being a lie. I knew it was a lie. But when I told him that I knew it was a lie, at first he was like, I have the screenshots, lol. Nah. And I was like, no, the fuck you don't. He ended up apologizing in the end. But then again, like, why do we have to go this far to prove your point? Why must we go this far, go this deep? Say that I bring out the worst in you. Say that I'm such a bad person, I'm a manipulator, I'm the worst person you've ever met. Why say all these things, go this deep? You could have just said the truth. You could have just said your feelings that like, low-key, I don't like it when I am falsely accused of these things. And then I could have said, I genuinely act this way because of things that you've inflicted on me before. Trauma, if you will. We could have had a more healthy conversation instead of going this deep in the slums. It shouldn't be like this. It could have been easier if you just took more accountability, maybe. We ended up on a peaceful note, but come to think of it, after like reflecting and having a little conversation with myself and my close friend, I realized that this is so bad. This is so rude. And I don't think I deserve that much rudeness, you know? I don't even know what my main lesson is besides this being a rant. This was more of a rant, but it's hurtful. I'm very much hurt right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, knowing that he's probably out, knowing that I won't get the reassurance. Most likely I will never get the reassurance that I truly need. I'll try my best to find it within myself or within one of my close friends. Maybe I can call her. Maybe she can come here to comfort me so that I am just far, far, far from my phone and from texting him, because the last thing I want to do is actually ruin his night. I don't want to take that away from him because he didn't ruin my night when I went to my Halloween party. I wish he was there. I truly did, but it's fine. I'm not gonna pull up, I'm not gonna ruin his night. I'm gonna try my best to be peaceful. I might rant to this iPad once more. But there you go. I think I sent something like this morning before I left for school, and I hope that what I said made sense. You're outwardly aware of the fact that the friend that hates me has ill favor towards me. And you and everyone around you is aware of the fact that he has disdain towards me. And he plays negative influence towards you in regards of me. And I'm not trying to pick a fight, but no matter what your intent was, you know it's off to go out to a party with people that knowingly dislike me. And you're actively putting yourself in a position that jeopardizes us, so obviously I'd feel quite uneasy. And his response was, why do you think you're such a big deal? We don't talk about you, okay? And then I was like, I don't really get why there's such a big deal to you. Every time we've had a problem, biglang you're friends with this person, and they've already talked shit about me before, so I do know that it's a possibility that it's gonna happen again. Every time I've mentioned the girl that I dislike, it was not really brought up. It was more of, I thought she was not in the city. Yes, the fuck she is. Either way, he had nothing to say towards it. He's very picky with what to reply to. And that in itself is so disrespectful to me, and I don't understand it, and I'm very, very hurt by it, and I don't even know how to process this whole thing. I'm just hurt. I kind of wished for better in a sense that he knows what this looks like If the roles were reversed, it would have been really, really bad. And I hope he had more understanding towards it. He could be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. He could have apologized for one. A longer message would have been great, not fucking gray little bubbles. He could have not put me in his schedule just because I'm like a stopover. Maybe make me the whole day. You don't have school on Friday? See me the whole day. If you really wanted to fix things and talk to me. Which leads me back to the lesson that I've said last video. It's just that they don't want to do it. Okay? And I'm trying my best to tell that to myself, but it's a hard pill to swallow, to be completely honest. It's really hard to swallow. You'd think that they have the fucking mental capacity to think of it. They genuinely probably do. It's just they don't want to do it. And I guess I'm not worth doing all that for. He always told me that it was quite of a expensive trip to go here and what have you, but it's really expensive to go to that party. There's an entrance as well. The grab home, the grab on the way, that's just also very pricey. So that he has the funds for, but seeing me, no, he doesn't. Right. Well, there you go, guys. There's my rant to ya. I guess what me and my friend talked more about was like this generation of men and how they're just so lustful and such liars that they go do like such extreme lengths. They would do crazy shit, really, just to not take accountability, just to do whatever they want to do. Like, this generation of men in general, they're just so out of their minds. They're so quick to judge, quick to assume. Such hypocrites too. Like, they wouldn't want you to do this, but they're doing it, and they're gonna try to get out of it through technicality, because accountability is a concept that they absolutely hate and that they can't even understand themselves. And if you think that a man like that is somebody you can handle, then God bless you. Truly, you have so much strength. I don't know if I can do that anymore. I actually think I deserve like a lot better. It's really hard to like go through that whole process again. I've always thought that relationships were quite difficult. It's always a challenge, but I've always wanted to build and grow from it, bounce back from it. But it's hard when it's someone like this, when you're dealing with someone like this. Hence why I don't know what to do anymore. I would love to be loved the way I would want to be loved, the way I deserve to be loved. But I don't know if I'm willing to put myself out there again and even let myself be so vulnerable to a person again and let it not be validated. Because I feel like every time I've ever opened myself up to the guy, my ex, I feel like each time I was just given a reason why I shouldn't be vulnerable. So I don't know if I'm willing to go through that again and again, but I know that good love is out there. You know, I have faith because of the way I love. So I don't know. So stay tuned. I guess my piece of advice, you really kind of just have to sit with yourself and be more biased to yourself instead of being a bit more understanding. Because it's times like right now where I wish I had a bit more self-respect, and I'm trying my best to have it, because I mean technically the party hasn't happened. So I guess with that said, I'll just try to focus on myself so that I wouldn't have to crash out on him and stress him out a little bit more. Then again, I'm no man's peace. That's all I have to say. I don't know if I made sense, but thank you for watching, and thank you for even listening to my mad crash out roller coaster of emotions. See you tomorrow, or honestly maybe even later. Depends what happens with this cunt. Anyways, see y'all next video.